Hi YouTube, this is Dr. Mommy back with another video where we dream big but start small around here. For this video, I am going to give you a detailed step-by-step of how I rectify my budget on a weekly basis. With this being the third week of the month, we're going to rectify week 3 of my budget. And as I've told you in previous videos, I get paid once a week, every Friday, and that's when I do my budgeting. Once a week. I know there are some that do their budget once a month, bi-weekly, every other week, however often they choose to do. But for me to stay organized and clear with my budget, I have to do a weekly budget. Okay, now what I want to do first is I want to actually show you, here is a chart that I've created with how my bills are broken down. I'm not sure if you could see this on this screen here because I am recording on my laptop. But if you can see here, you see week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. This is just my little cheat sheet because I am a pen and paper person. I love to do my calculations on paper. So as you can see from here, we're going to be going through week 3. So if you see me look down here or there, that's what I'm doing. Now, that is just one of the resources I have. I also have note cards that I kind of keep in my wallet with me also. Let's say, for example, if I'm out traveling, if I'm on vacation, if I can't get to my laptop, or whatever the case may be, my budget and the amount of monies that I need to move around or withdraw from our account or whatever always stays with me. So that little cheat notepad normally stays at home. So on a Friday morning, I get up and I normally will go to the bank. This is if I'm off, I will go to the bank and I will pull out the cash that I typically use for the week, because I normally use cash because I find out that it works better for me than the debit card. So I pull out that cash and then I will come home, because I also use the envelope cash system. I will come home and divide that money into my envelope system, which is another video that I'm going to do for you guys sometime down the line on how I do the cash envelope system. But anyway, once I leave the bank, I come home and I start on my budget. So basically for week 3, also, let me show you this. I have little cards that I use in my wallet. If for some reason I am not at home, I can use these to also rectify my budget. But this is what the little cards look like. They're just regular index cards. And as you can see, they say week 1, week 2, week 3. See if that is focused. And week 4. And it has all of the descriptions of the bills that I need to satisfy with their amounts on them. Okay, so for this week, we're going to use week's 3 note card, if I prefer, or I can just use my little pad here. But basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you what I do. All right. This is how I was able to get each one of my debts and or my expenses or my bills or whatever broken down into what I call my 4-week system. I make sure that I can satisfy all my bills and all my debts within a 4-week debt payments, within a 4-week span. because I do it that way. One, because I get paid every Friday, and two, because the majority of the months only have 4 weeks. So when there's a fifth Friday in the month, I'm super excited because I get to do different things with that money. All right, so here we go. We're going to start with week 3, and the first item on that list is my mortgage. So I am, like I said, I am a pen and paper person. So the mortgage is $306. The second mortgage, you know what? I think I'm going to do this a little bit differently. Let's go back and do this a little bit differently. First of all, let me show you how I was able to actually break down my bills. So I'm gonna start by showing you the mortgage. I paid $306 I'm sorry, I set aside $306 per week, but the total amount that I pay on the mortgage per month is $918. So basically what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write down and show you the monthly amounts, and that way you can see how I'm able to break them up into weekly amounts. So the first one is the mortgage. That's $918. Let's see. Then we have now my second mortgage. This is the bill that I'm aggressively paying off. And the balance, I'm sorry, the amount that I pay per month is $260, but I pay that on the 4th week. Remember, we're rectifying week 3's budget. So basically, I am only going to be able to show you what I pay over the amount. So I will explain to you how I came up with this amount that I pay on this second mortgage in just a few minutes. Then the HOA is, how much is my HOA? I think it comes to $82.50 quarterly. My auto insurance is $193 a month. South Africa trip is $248 a month. Life insurance, I pay I think it's like $248 a year. What else do I have? Hulu is $5.99 a month. Student loan, I pay $432 a month. My household expenses is $194 per week. Children savings is $28.50, and then there's an amount that I put away for this week, meaning that I'm going to subtract this amount from my paycheck for week 3, which is $179, and I end up putting that away in my bill savings account until I need to pull it out to assist with paying another debt. And so that total for that week is $1182.20. And there's also a put away amount that I do in total of $537.85. So this is kind of what we're looking at. I mean, this is kind of what I have that I'm going to be explaining. So basically, remember, if we're just dealing off of this card here, sorry, one card, off of this card here, then you see that my week 3 amount for my mortgage is $306. But on here, I have it totaled at $918, and that is for the month. So what happens with my mortgage is I'm not able to divide it into 4 weeks. I'm only able to divide it into 3 weeks to make sure that, all of my monies tally out. So if I divide the mortgage into 3 weeks, that's going to be that $918 divided by 3 gives us the 306, right? So that's what I have here on this card. 306 for the mortgage for the 3rd week. That's what we're allocating for the mortgage. The second mortgage, which is this $226.86, that's the extra amount that I paid toward my second mortgage for this week. The amounts vary based on how much money I have left over out of that paycheck or whatever the case may be. But for the 3rd week, I can set aside $226.86, and I send that directly to my second mortgage company via my web bill pay of my bank. And my HOA total is $82.50 quarterly. So basically, on a weekly amount, that roughly comes to $6.60. So that's basically taking the $82.50 and dividing it. Let's whip out the handy dandy calculator just to make sure that I'm calculating correctly. So $82.50 divided by, if I'm doing that quarterly, that is every 4 months. So that's going to be 4 months times those 4 weeks. So if I divide that by 16, no, 3, it's going to be, yeah, quarterly, so every 3 months. So if I divide the $82.50 by 12, that gives me that roughly $6.60. So that's how I get that for the 3rd week. $6.60 goes toward my HOA fees. Okay, the next one is my auto. Remember I said my auto insurance is $193 a week. So if we divide that $193 a week by 4, because remember my bills are for the most part divided by 4th. If we do that, then we're going to be looking at roughly $48.25. Okay. Okay, next we have the South Africa. South Africa I pay $248 a month. If we divide that by 4, that comes to roughly $62 a week. All right, let's move on. The life insurance. The life insurance payment is $248 a year. But if I divide that by 12, which is what I do, I am paying it I'm paying roughly $21 a month. And it's just so happened that that amount is set aside for every month for week 3. So that's why we're rectifying it as part of this week 3 budget. Then you have your Hulu for $5.99 a month. My student loan payment, I pay $432 a month. So what we would need to do with that one is divide that amount by 4. If you divide $432 by 4, you come up with $108. $108. And that's what I have set aside for week 3 of the student loans. The household expenses, that is an amount that I pull out of my checking account every week, which is $194 cash. The children's savings account is $28.50, so $28.50 per week go into their savings account. Now, this is where I was trying to explain to you, out of this week 3 paycheck, I need to pull out $179 and set it aside to go into the bill account. So that amount is not going to be used for bills for this week, but it's going to be used for bills at a later time. Now, if we tally up all of these amounts that for this week's expenses, it comes to $1,182.20. Now, in total, the amount that I need to put away for the bills from this week's paycheck is going to be $537.85. Now, it may get a little bit confusing. That's why I'm trying to explain how I'm actually doing this. Some bills are not due this week, and some bills are due this week. But remember, we still are only allocating funds from my paycheck for week 3. Okay, so this is what I mean by that. That's why if we go back to this sheet here, there's going to be an excerpt from my note section for my iPhone. I'm going to put that on the screen so that you all can be able to follow along with me. Each one of the amounts, I have a little note for myself that tells me PA means to put it away, into the bills savings account, because I'm not paying that bill this week. So put this total amount into that bill savings account. Okay. Then if there is no note beside the payment amount and its description, that means that that's a debt that I am going to pay this week. Okay. And I would typically put also aside some of the, aside the household expenses amount that I pull out. I normally put a C beside that, meaning cash. That means I'm going to go to my bank and pull out that amount of cash. Okay. For the children's savings account, I normally put an A beside that because that's going to be an automatic withdrawal from my checking account to theirs. So basically, that's how I'm able to kind of distinguish what's going to be paid for this week, what's going to come out automatically and move from one account to another, what cash I'm going to pull out per week, and also what amounts of money are going to be put into my bills savings account. And the reason why it's not really it's a savings account because it's the portion of the or the other account that's attached to my checking account. So instead of me just opening up a separate checking account, I decided to use the savings portion of my primary checking account to just store away all the monies I need to pay bills until those bills are due. So that's pretty much what I do. I know this video has been long. If you have some questions, please do not hesitate to leave me a comment below. Please like this video, and if you have not at this point, please subscribe to my channel, because going forward I would love to continue to put out content based on budgeting and how I actually do it. And yeah, so for now, I think that is all I have to offer. And until next time, this is Dr. Mommy signing off. And remember to always dream big, but start small. Bye, YouTube.